Hey guys, welcome back to another sports stuff video. Today, we're going over the NFL Combine. And guys, I think I do really well in the Combine. Guys, I'm going to say you should look out for. So you guys do enjoy, please do like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into the video. So again, we're going over all the guys that are at the NFL Combine who are invited, who will be testing, running the 40, doing their position drills. And guys, I think you should look out for. So let's get into it. So at quarterback, let's start off with quarterback. Obviously, most quarterbacks who are draft eligible were invited. Some guys I think you should look out for is obviously Riley Leonard is definitely one of them. Whoop, did not mean to do that. Riley Leonard is definitely one of them. You know, dual threat quarterback, really solid. Obviously went to the national championship, completely changed Notre Dame's offense when he got there. Curtis Rourke, more that pocket passing quarterback. Played on a torn ACL all of last season. So maybe, you know, that kind of hurt him down. So maybe that hurt him, you know, towards the end of the season. Is that he wasn't as strong as he was at the beginning of the season. I do think that was an issue with Curtis Rourke. Is he was pretty solid the first half of the season, but just kind of trickled off. So maybe you can attest that he did, you know, he started his body started breaking down on him. Max Brosmer probably won't do too well in the Combine, but you know maybe he does pretty well. Will Howard, everyone's round 3, round 4 quarterback. Definitely look out for Will Howard. National championship winner, did enough to win every playoff game. Kyle McCord had a massive season at Syracuse, coming off of Ohio State, transferring out, going to Syracuse, putting up massive numbers. I think he broke multiple records for Syracuse. So Kyle McCord, definitely look out for him. Jalen Milroe, obviously look out for Jalen Milroe. I'm still a big fan of Jalen. I still had him as a first-round talent up until about 3 weeks ago, when all the rumors are coming out how teams had him. Honestly, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm the one in the wrong then. I still like Jalen Milroe. The Senior Bowl definitely didn't help him. He had a lot of frantic throws, but as a dual threat quarterback, I still have Jalen Milroe high, and I hope he goes to a team that lets him sit for a year and develop his NFL skills. Dylan Gabriel, same thing. I think he can be a potential option at quarterback, but I would definitely want to let him sit for a year or two. Quinn Ewers, big arm. I don't think he's the answer anywhere in the NFL, but maybe his draft stock can rise through the Combine. Jackson Dart, though, I do think is going to be the biggest riser when it comes to pre-draft process to post-draft reviews. I think we're going to look very highly on Jackson Dart. Maybe he can get himself in that round 2, round 3 hype with Will Howard. But Jackson Dart, again, fully expect him to rise in the draft boards. And then Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders will not be testing because they're, bona fide first-round picks, top 10, top 15 picks. So they are not testing except for the pro day. So guys, I think the guy that I need to raise the most, the guy that's going to raise draft boards the most, I think it's either going to be Riley Leonard or Jalen Milroe, right? I think Jalen Milroe can solidify himself as quarterback 3 in this class, get himself into a fringe first-round pick or at minimum a second-round pick. And then same with Riley Leonard. I think currently he's like a 4th, 5th-round guy. I think he can get himself into that day 2 hype. But yeah, that's my 2 guys you should look out for. Guys that don't expect to do much, Tyler Show, don't expect much out of him. He'll probably be an undrafted guy. Max Brosmer, again, I do think he can do well, but probably won't. Brady Cook's undrafted. Graham Mertz and Seth Hannigan are undrafted. But yeah, my guys are Jackson Dart and, Jalen Milroe and Riley Leonard. Then at running back, this is one of the deepest running back classes of the last 10 years. I'm all the way at the very bottom where they say 5.66 grade. In fact, let's go to next gen stats. There we go. I still like Donovan Edwards, LaQuinton Jackson as that goal line back. Trevor Etienne definitely could be a starter in the NFL. Raheem Sanders, solid downhill running back. Taj Brooks is elite. I love Taj Brooks. Jordan James is really good. Caleb Johnson, probably my number 3 or number 4 running back. Yeah, I really like this class. You guys are not going to see me crap on this class at all. Guys I expect to rise. I think Cam Scatterbo can end up being a fringe first-round pick. Will probably still end up being a second-round pick. But I think the guy to get rise the most is Caleb Johnson. I fully expect Caleb Johnson after the NFL Combine to be a consensus top 35, top 40 pick, right? Right now, a lot of the mock boards have him going in the 50s, whether it's from 49 to 62, somewhere in those 14 picks they have him going. I think Caleb Johnson can solidify himself as a top 40 pick in this upcoming draft if he has a really good combine. Guys I think they could fall, I think a guy like Dylan Sampson could easily fall, right? If he doesn't run a good 40, if his drills aren't too good, I think he can easily fall from a round 3 guy to a round 5, round 6 guy. So he needs to have a good process. I think Caleb Johnson is going to have good process. Then at wide receiver, again, I believe Travis Hunter is not playing. I don't think he's testing at all. So we're going to go off guys I think could have the highest combine kind of affect where they can get drafted. Brew McCoy, no. Who am I looking for? Corey Brooks, I think, can have a really good draft process. Nick Nash is going to end up probably being a 3rd or a 4th round pick. Torrey Horton, I'm a big fan of Torrey Horton. Pat Bryant is a really solid slot guy. But I'm looking for a specific guy and I'm not seeing him. There he is. Jaden Higgins. I think Jaden Higgins, if this guy can have a good draft process, he can end up being a top 40 pick, right? I think he can easily be a wide receiver 1 in the NFL that you get in the 2nd or 3rd round and be like, oh my God, how does this guy not go in the 1st? Elite deep ball threat, true number 1 receiver, has really good route running abilities. He's very tall as well. I think he's 6'3" or 6'4". But in my opinion, I think Jaden Higgins has the most to lose in this combine process. Like if Jaden Higgins runs a good 40, has a good training, and has good interviews, he could easily end up being a fringe first, high 2nd round draft pick guy. Like I would never thought Ricky Pearsall would have been a 1st round pick last year. So I think there is a real chance that Jaden Higgins could end up being a 1st round pick if everything goes his way. Jalen Royals is another guy I want to put in that exact same area. That if Jalen Royals has a really good combine process, really good interviews, he could end up being a fringe first, high 2nd round draft pick. Then at tight ends, let's see. Tight ends. Bryson Nesbitt. I love Bryson Nesbitt, but he's going to be a 6th, 7th round pick. As much as I love Bryson Nesbitt, I think he's a really good blocking and receiving tight end. I think I'm going to go Gunnar Helm. Like, before the NFL draft process really got underway, Gunnar Helm was a 2nd round draft pick. Now he's like a 3rd or 4th round draft pick. If he has a good process, good interviews, he has the receiving ability, he's a willing blocker, a good frame, I definitely think Gunnar Helm could end up being a 2nd round pick. Harold Fannin is a 3rd round pick. I think he's going to go already higher than that. But I think Gunnar Helm deserves to be a 2nd round pick. Probably going to end up getting taken in the 3rd or 4th if it doesn't go well. So I'm going to go Gunnar Helm at tight end. Offensive line, I already know who I want to go. Where is he? I don't know how they would rank him. Oh, they actually have him pretty high. That's good. There he is. Gray Zabel. Gray Zabel has the opportunity, right? If his pro day and his combine go excellent, Gray Zabel could end up being a top 15 pick, right? Right now, he's a fringe 1st round pick. In my opinion, he is a 1st round pick. He is elite when it comes to pass blocking. Very good run blocker as well. But he specializes in throwing off speed rushers. I would want Gray Zabel every day of the week. If I was a team in the top 15 that couldn't get Will Campbell and couldn't get Kelvin Banks, I'm going Gray Zabel as my 3rd tackle, right? He's like 6'6", 350, or 330, 330. Kelvin Banks is way bigger. He is, in my opinion, the number 2 true tackle, because I would move Kelvin Banks to guard, so it goes Will Campbell as my number 1 tackle, Gray Zabel is my number 2 tackle. I'm a big fan of Gray Zabel from NDSU. I think NDSU is doing a great job developing offensive linemen, and it's offensive players overall. I think Gray Zabel is the peak of what they've done so far. So Gray Zabel absolutely will be my guy that I think could rise the most of everyone at the combine. Then at the defensive end, guys that you should watch out for, Jack Sawyer. I think he's getting a lot of crap talk right now by a lot of TikTokers because he has a smaller frame. But my guy is Princely Umanmielen. I love Princely Umanmielen. This Ole Miss defensive line, you guys know, has so many good edge rushers and defensive tackles that I think Princely Umanmielen gets overlooked by guys at times. But this dude is an elite pass rusher, good run stopper, and he's going in the 2nd round right now. He could easily end up being a fringe 1st round pick. But again, it has to go well. How does he go against this the scout team combine guys, right? They use edges and tackles. They go against each other one-on-one in the combine. So how is Princely Umanmielen going to look up against them? But yeah, so he's going to be my number 1 guy to look out for. Other guys, Nick Scarton. I don't know. I'm more of a fan of Shamar Stewart in the 1st round. Let's see. Who's Ahmed Hassanin from Boise State. I'm a really big fan of Ahmed Hassanin. Olu Oladejo from UCLA. Kyle Kennard from South Carolina. Tyler Batty from BYU. Ethan Downs from Oklahoma. Like, you got guys deep in this draft that I think can give you valuable minutes in the NFL. But if you want a guy in the 1st, 2nd round that can be true impact guys that are currently not being talked about, it absolutely has to be Princely Umanmielen and Jack Sawyer. Honestly, Mike Green will probably go in the top 12 of the draft, so I don't really want to talk about him. At defensive tackle, Guys that I think you should look out for: Derek Harmon. He's been my guy the entire draft process. Darius Alexander, another guy. Not really big on Alfred Collins, I'll be honest with you guys. He's not one of my guys. I like Deion Walker. Let's see. CJ West absolutely is my number one dude. That if he can have a really good combine, he's going to shoot up draft boards because he's currently around 100 to 120 is where he's being ranked. But if you can get CJ West, have a really good combine, good interviews, and show that he belongs at the NFL combine, he can easily become a third round pick, right? Second, third round pick. So he has a lot to lose in this combine this week. That if he can impress, he becomes a day 2 pick. But I mean, this is a really good deep defensive line class. Like Tonka Hemingway, I think can give you valuable run stopping minutes. Aeneas Peebles, good run stopper. Jamari Caldwell is a good 3 tech. Let's see. Nazir Stackhouse finally is coming out of the draft. I feel like he's coming out forever. Zeke Biggers from Georgia Tech, another undersized D tackle that a lot of guys are being high on right now. But for me, it has to be CJ West at number 1, and probably Derek Harmon at number 2 have the most to lose. So, have the most to impress as well. Then at linebacker, I love Jahad Campbell. He's my number 1 linebacker. But Kobe King absolutely has to be the number 1 dude that his draft stock could shoot up if he has a great combine. Like, this dude is an athletic freak, great sideline-to-sideline strength, good run stopper, good pass blocker, really good blitzer. He does everything right. So the fact he's a little undersized, it's not going to really be a big problem for me. If Kobe King can go from a 4th, 5th round pick to a fringe 2nd, high 3rd round guy, that is definitely where I think he could go. But Danny Stutzman, good run stopper. Carson Schlesinger, really good pass blocker. Pass defender. Not high on Jalen Walker. I'm really not. And I think I'll be proven right in the long run. I'm not high on him. Chris Paul Jr., another dude I think has a lot to lose. I think currently he's a 2nd round pick. But, I think he could easily end up being a 3rd round pick. But, 2nd seems fine. Jack Kaiser could rise as well. But it absolutely has to be Kobe King as the guy who could benefit the most from having a great combine. At corner, there's a lot of guys, man. There's a lot of guys at corner that if they have a great combine, they're going to shoot up draft boards, right? Denzel Burke is one of them. Elijah Huzzy from North Carolina. He can also have a great combine, shoot up draft boards. I'm shocked that Jordan Hancock is at corner in the NFL draft. I really thought he would be playing safety. Same with Upton Stout from Western Kentucky. I'm just finding out now that they're playing at corner, which is a little shocking. I'm not going to lie. It's a little shocking. But my biggest riser will probably have to be Denzel Burke. Again, won a national championship this year, has been a really solid corner in college football for a while. He's currently fringe top 100 guy. If he has a good combine and shows that he's healthy and shows that those skills can translate, he could easily become a high 3rd round pick dude. Because he's really good ball hawk. I need to stop clicking. Really good ball hawk, good run defender. But it's not at the same level as guys like Siobhan Revel, Zy Alexander, Jahdae Barron, Travis Hunter. Not like that. But I do think that Denzel Burke could easily rise up draft boards if he has a good combine. Then at safety, let's see. Wow, they had Nick Eamon-Warry as his number 1 safety over Malachi Starks. Okay, that's what you guys want to think. That's fine. Elijah Clark, yeah, I don't think he's having. I think he'll probably end up being a 3rd round pick. Sorry, a day 3 pick. Same with R.J. Mickens from Clemson. I'm really high on R.J. Mickens. Lathan Ransom. Okay, that's weird that they have him at corner and safety. Lathan Ransom. I'm gonna go with safety. I think Lathan Ransom, if he has a good combine, could be a day 2, be a 2nd round pick. He's a very good athletic safety, right? He's currently as a round 3, round 4 guy. He has a good combine, shows the ball hawking skills that he didn't really show this past year. Is a willing run stopper. I think Lathan Ransom can become a 2nd round pick. So he's gonna be my pick at safety of guys who can rise. And as a specialist, let's go Ryan Fitzgerald. I think Ryan Fitzgerald's probably the best kicker in this draft. So we'll go Ryan Fitzgerald. But yeah, that is gonna be my pick for guys that I think can rise in this year's class. Let me guys know what you think down in the comments down below. So while you're watching the NFL Combine and you're watching these guys either run drills or run the 40, please remember the list of guys that I think can rise in the Combine. Because once they are after the Combine, we'll be going over this video again, saying, all right, who's the biggest risers, who's the biggest fallers, and I hope my guys are the biggest risers. I really do think they can do it. So if you guys enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace and bye.